I don't do this for the clout. I don't do this for the clout. You can just get off my clout. You can just get off my clout. Haters stop bringing me down. I know you loving the sound. I know you loving the sound. Baby, just look at me now. Henny in my cup, yeah, straight up. I don't fuck with no ice cubes. Diamond State. So the heading reads, oh no, 8,400 people in California being monitored? Did I hear that correctly? What happened to washing your hands? Just wash your hands. Did these people not get the memo to wash their hands? 8,400 people being monitored in California? I said pardon? Trippin', I'm a white boy, nice whip with some nice moves. Bruce Lee smoking loose leaves, juice while I'm doing some kung fu. Got a trunk full of birds, sit down, we playing duck, duck, duck goose. Yeah, I ain't beginning, I've been here before. Haters are mad while I even the score. I lay on the beach, take a peek at the shore. My wife is a diamond, you sleep with a whore. Butler is serving my chef, he stays cooking the mids. It's so dirty that mean nigga looking. And if you get caught, then you best to be cooking the recipe. Don't guess it has to be chicken. This is no kid play. I got shit to say. I got homies in the CFL to the NBA. Word of juice, anyways. I don't do this for the clout. I don't do this for the clout. You can just get off my clout. You can just get off my clout. Haters stop bringing me down. I know you loving the sound. I know you loving the sound. Baby, just look at me now. Talking my 8,400 people in California. A community outbreak in California. You know, I've been following this for 5 weeks. And I remember when I started to do this, that everybody thought I was crazy. And I said how this would have an effect on the markets and how it would eventually spread to 100 countries. Now we're in 50 countries. 5 weeks later, thousands of people have died. Almost 3,000 to be exact. Reportedly. Now a community outbreak in California? What? This is not good. 8,400 people being monitored in California. Being called a first possible community spread of the coronavirus in America. And apparently, they are saying that the person who got it first never traveled to China, never been in contact with anybody in China. How did they get the virus? How did they get the virus? California Governor Gavin Newsom said the state is currently monitoring 8,400 people for COVID a day after health officials confirmed the first community transmission of the coronavirus in a Solano County resident. This is a fluid situation right now, and I want to emphasize the risk to the American public remains low, said Dr. Sonia Y. Angel, California Department of Public Health Director and State Health Officer during a press conference. There have been a limited number of confirmed cases to date. Wow. Wow. This is scary. You know, I think a lot of times people forget that America is the third largest population in the world. Do you guys know that? You guys know that America has the third largest population in the world?
Countries with bigger populations are going to have more potential for spreading this. And China, there's so many people there that it was the worst possible place for this to possibly spread. Now it's spreading in China, it's spreading in Italy, it's spreading in Korea, it's spreading in Iran, it's spreading in Japan. When I started talking about this 5 weeks ago and there was 300 cases and 1 death, people thought I was crazy. People thought I was a fearmonger. I said, no, I'm just trying to make people aware. I'm not trying to create fear. I'm trying to create awareness. Now here we are 5 weeks later. We're not talking 5 months, not 5 years. 5 weeks later. And look how it has started to spread into our communities, our neighborhoods. It seemed like it was so far away, but it is now in our communities and it is in our neighborhoods. So we are all at risk. Everybody is at risk. This is not just a wash your hands situation. It's not just a wash your hands situation. This is a very serious situation, and we need to treat it as such. Because look how it is affecting the stock market now. And why do you think it's affecting the stock market? Because when you have China, the largest community of investors and people in the world, and the largest exporter of products in the world, China exports products for the rest of the world. When they shut down, the rest of the world, which has been operating with China, shuts down. So this is going to affect this. It was just a matter of time. It took 5 weeks for it to finally kick in, for this to affect this, to drop the hammer. Now here we are, we're almost into March, and China is still in lockdown. People have still not gone back to schools. People are still in trouble. People are still dying. We still have no vaccine. This is where we're at. And this that has caused so much disruption in China, where it shut down the largest economy in the world, is now spread to 50 countries. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. 50 countries. And I predicted when it was in China 5 weeks ago, it would go to 100 countries. Because I said that they allowed people to leave. They said, we're going to do a quarantine on this day. So they gave people time to leave. Not very intelligent. So people left. Those people that have left have traveled all over the world, because there was literally 5 million people that left a city of 11 million people. And then there was 6 million left, stuck in the quarantine, and 5 million left. And where did they go? They went back home. They went to go see their friends. They went to go see their family. Heck, some countries flew them in. And now it's spread to 50 countries. Surprise, surprise. And now California has 8,400 people being monitored in what is being called a community potential outbreak. What do you guys think about this? Love to know what you guys think about this. This news is pretty crazy. And unfortunately, I don't think it's going to just get better. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I know that when I first started talking about this, everyone thought I was crazy. But I guess right now I look like I know what I'm talking about, because I predicted all of this. And I wish I was wrong. I wish I was wrong. Hey, Jonas, what's up? Shield Destroyer says San Fran has declared emergency right agenda to get UN troops in to contain us. Then the party begins. Yeah, that's some scary stuff, man. I don't even know what to think about that. That's over my head right now. Jonas says there's a rumor that ACB will announce a partnership soon. I think that announcing anything in the middle of a global pandemic would kind of be a waste. Because, like, what are you really going to do to protect your stock in the middle of this? I mean, this is... Unless you have a coronavirus vaccine, your stock is not going to do well. Or you're a telemedicine company that can do medicine from home over the phone. Those are the companies that are going to do well, but everybody else is going to struggle. Jonas says, Corona case in my city. So scary. I think it's going to be in every city. It's going to be in every city in every country in the world. Shield Destroyer says, pandemic and everybody's at risk. It's very hard to digest. It's hard to believe and it's hard to digest that this is happening in our lifetime. Egyptus says, that's it. I'm gapping it up north where there's fresh air. That's probably a smart move. Shield Destroyer says, and many awake are still going to vote for more government. Haha. Shield Destroyer says, folks never learn. They desire labels to be in clubs too much. Egyptus says, God destroying the wicked. Oh, God destroying the wicked. Damn, that's harsh. Shield Destroyer says, now those labels that diverted them for 400 years is coming to bite them the hardest. Louise LeBron says, what's up, Rich? How you doing, Louise? Thank you guys for the likes. Appreciate you guys being here. 8,400 cases now in California. And how does that affect you guys, if at all? Do you guys believe that this is getting worse? Do you think that this is going to get better? Do you believe Trump when he says, just wash your hands? Just wash your hands. Just wash your hands. And don't touch railings. And don't hug sick people. And you'll be okay? Or do you think this is much bigger than that? Love to know your guys' opinion. Louise says this is scary. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, look how it's affecting the markets now. It's scary how it's affecting the markets, that's for sure. There's no doubt about that. Egyptus says, my opinion, U.S. created coronavirus to take out Chinese population as they are number one superpower at the moment, i.e. the country with most population. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that have all kinds of conspiracy theories about it. And that's the beauty of having this platform is I'd love to hear your guys' opinions and we can talk about it. Green Bull says, I bet Cali has rolled out 5G there. Am I wrong? Watch for next community outbreak. I bet it will correlate with 5G. It was present for all outbreaks I've looked at, including the cruise ship. Really? So 5G has a part of this, eh? Egypta says, USA used to be number one. Shield Destroyer says, this is all by design. Anyone doubting that has no idea how their governments work. Michelle Clark says, hi, everybody. How you doing, Michelle? Shield Destroyer says, it's over most folks' heads, and that's the problem. Stock market is merely a casino, and the casino is going to cash out real big soon. I love you guys too. Brent Jagger says, we're at the beginning of a pandemic and we haven't seen anything yet. Yeah, brother. It's scary, man. Very scary. Billy Bob says, concentration camps coming. Holy smokes. I really hope we don't have concentration camps. Thank you guys for the likes. Let's get our likes game up. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for being here. What do you think about the fact that Right now, there are 8,400 people being monitored in California for what is being called a community outbreak the day after Trump said that there was only 15 people, it was under control, and all you got to do is wash your hands. Just wash your hands. Just wash your hands and you'll be okay. What do you think about that? Luca says it's proven to be a bioweapon by different sources. Steven says population control. I don't know. All of it is scary. The fact that people would just, or someone would just put something like this into the world and just wipe everybody out or wipe a bunch of people out. It's pretty scary. Brent says OBCI to me is the next Clorox. Really? OBCI? Lucas says, yes, depopulation, more control, medical, martial law, mass surveillance, forced chipping, facial recognition, total control. Yeah, that's like right out of a movie, man. It's like right out of a movie. What's up, Graziano? George Holmes says CODX. Yeah, CODX has been just screaming. George says, wash your feet too. Brent Jagger says FEMA camps are already being set up in Alabama for isolation. Really? Oh my goodness. That is just scary. Like, what the hell? Graziano Carbone says this virus is coming to a town near you. It's crazy, man. This is like really happening. Yeah, Trump just says just wash your hands, guys. Make America clean again. Wash your hands. Everybody will be okay if they just wash their hands. Don't hug anybody that's got a cold. Looks like they got a cold. Don't be touching too many railings. That was the word from Mr. President Donald Trump, the president of America. Onion Ring says, we have known that there are far more than 15 people infected in the US for weeks now. I know, that was the number that Trump quoted yesterday. Luca says, will Bitcoin survive? Yes, I believe Bitcoin will thrive because in a world where people can't leave their homes, the easiest way to transmit money to anyone will be by phone. So as long as banks are still open, we should still be able to do our banking. But I think Bitcoin will be an alternative way for people to want to do banking. And it'll be a way for someone to send money to someone anywhere in the world, which is way easier than doing it at a bank because you can't send money all over the world unless you go into the bank. So you can actually physically send money to someone all over the world right over your phone with Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's the future here. Bitcoin's going to be a big winner in this situation. Same with gold because gold is a safe haven. So when people run out of places to put their money, they're going to put it into gold. I think the markets are really, really scary right now. George says, for sure, buying opportunity soon. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't see how this thing gets better. It's only going to get worse. So how will that continue to affect the market? I can't see how the market does well in a situation like this. I just can't see how it's going to do well. I don't know. I can't see it. So I'm a little bit concerned about it. I've been saying a while before it crashed that despite the coronavirus, the market was melting up. And then here it is. It's finally melting down. Lampaco says, how come BTC doesn't fly when stock market is down? Bitcoin runs on its own, kind of runs on its own pace. Every asset runs at its own pace. They don't completely agree with each other, but some assets are parallel, like silver and gold. Bitcoin a lot of times does move with gold, but not always. So markets are just very, very volatile right now, as volatile as I've ever seen them. Since the last time I've seen this much volatility was 2007, the last time we had a crash. This is what it's reminding me of right now. But the last time we had a crash, it recovered right away. We weren't dealing with a global pandemic that was spreading all over the world. This is a different beast that I've never really dealt with. Onion Ring says they have more than 15 infected people right here at the University of Nebraska Medical Center. Oh, I know there's way more than 15 people infected. Believe me, I don't believe any of the numbers I hear from anybody. I just report them because I want people to know what the mass media is reporting. But I've never believed any of the numbers I've heard since day one. If you go back to my videos, I've always stayed true to my beliefs that this is going to grow and be in 100 countries and become a global problem because typically you don't find a vaccine right away. I believe they will be able to find a way to slow it down, but by then the devastation will be enormous. It will be immense, and we're not there yet. They haven't solved it yet. So until they solve it, I don't see how it gets better. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Shell Clark says we need time to prepare. If keeping people calm gives us more time, it is okay with me. I need time to prepare. We all need time to prepare because nobody really has done anything to prepare, including myself. George Holmes says crypto will be new money. Global money is offered with coronavirus. And that's the other point. Money is touching hands. People are not going to want to touch anything that's touched anyone else's hands. And that's a very good point that you're bringing up. Bitcoin once again wins in that situation. It's a very good point. Coins, money. Nobody knows enough about the coronavirus to know really how it's going to spread. We just know it's spreading fast. Lucas says, yes, it's like a movie. Yeah, just go watch Outbreak. Go watch Outbreak. It's just like Outbreak. It's the scariest, weirdest thing you've ever seen. Like, we were prepared for this. They prepared us for this. Green Bull says, viruses don't give you seizures, but radio frequencies can. Yeah, 5G can be very scary. I agree with you. Yes, how come BTC? I think Bitcoin's going to do well. It's going to have ups and downs, but it's going to do well. George Holmes says global money is dirty with coronavirus. Time for global crypto. Lucas says big fish is manipulating. I don't know, man. I think this is bigger than that. I think this is bigger than that, like this is a really scary thing. I think this is a very scary thing. And I think it's a very real thing. And I think it's a very dangerous thing because it's something that we've never dealt with in our lifetimes. None of us. None of us is an expert. None of us knows how to deal with it. No one really knows how to stay safe. No one knows how to really protect themselves. The only thing you can really do is keep yourself away from people, which is kind of crazy because then you can't work, you can't have any quality of life. So this has essentially paralyzed the entire world. And not fully yet, but slowly but surely it's paralyzing the world. And it's starting to paralyze the stock market. It took 5 weeks, but Graziano says the government created this to create fear in the world population so that they can do whatever they want. Well, I'm definitely in a place where I'm kind of starting to get more concerned every day. I wouldn't say I'm afraid, but I'm definitely getting more concerned for this and for our safeties every day. Shield Destroyer says a New York Times reporter, Dean Koontz, wrote a fictional book in 1981 called The Eyes of Darkness. It talks of a pneumonia type disease called Wuhan 400. Yeah, that's just creepy. Like, how did he do that? That's just creepy. Shield Destroyer says that hits the globe in 2020, disappears, reappears 10 years later, and then disappears suddenly again forever. Weird. Graziano says, is it true that China did build that hospital in 10 days? I have no idea. I'm not there, but that's what they say. George Holmes says XRP. You like Ripple? Brent says, I believe it is all set up. Was a bioweapon. It was released. It's depopulation and controls your money. Depopulation and controls your money. It controls your money. If you're not in cash, you're going to have a problem. The stock market is going to take cheapest and fastest way to send money. Bitcoin, yeah. Lucas says, but we have to stop banks controlling the crypto space. Shield Destroyer says, spot on, Brent. Lucas says, keep in decentralized and trustless systems. Will says, Bitcoin and LTC for life. This is not a socialism world. This world is run by capitalism. Bitcoin solve all of that. I think you mean Bitcoin will solve all of that. Brent Jagger says, I'm putting my money in crypto for wealth change. Lisan says, not coronavirus market. Pamela Parsons says, gargled with 3% peroxide every night and rinse. Shield Destroyer says, USA has 24 million debt, but no one talks about the 125 trillion in liabilities. Steve Ben says, Rich, what crypto equities are you invested in? I trade Bitcoin through my trading academy, and I can trade any other currencies, but I just like to trade Bitcoin. I specifically like to trade gold, and I trade Forex through my trading academy. Personally, I trade equities, I trade stocks, I trade penny stocks, I trade big board stocks. Right now, I'm sitting with cash, and everything I'm holding, but I'm not buying anything right now because the markets are just way too volatile for me right now, and I just don't see a pattern that I can trust. They've been down for 6 days in a row, and they can literally go down or up based on coronavirus news. So if coronavirus news is good and nobody's really talking about coronavirus for a day, the markets could be green. But if all of a sudden the headlines are coronavirus, 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 then it's going to affect the markets. And right now it's just starting to spread in America. So I can't see how the market's going to get better. As much as I believe the market would melt up, now I'm thinking differently because, to be honest with you, I didn't foresee the coronavirus affecting the markets when I made those predictions. I had no idea there was going to be this global pandemic that was going to start killing people all over the world and getting people sick all over the world. Like I didn't know that was going to happen. I can make decisions based on the stock market, but this is a whole different ballgame that it's not like it's like the World Trade Center happening every day because every day people are dying and every day people are getting sick and every day it's spreading farther. So it's like waking up to the World Trade Center being bombed every day. That's the type of devastation that's happening right now on a global scale. This is why I think it's very difficult for anyone to really understand what it means. I don't know what it means. You don't know what it means. Nobody knows what this means yet. Coronavirus stocks are exploding. Everything else is imploding. Gold was screaming. Now gold even went down. Now gold's kind of doing okay, but coronavirus stocks are screaming and everything else is down. So what does it mean? Nobody really knows. This is a liquid situation. It's like changing so fast. It's like water. It's just flowing like water and it's changing really fast. And it's not changing for the better. It's changing for the worse because every single day we hear new cases of this spreading in different places. New cases of this spreading in different places. Thank you guys for the likes, but we got to get the likes game up. We got to show the world that we're the strongest, smartest, most intelligent community on the planet because we've been talking about this since day one. We've been talking about it for 5 weeks. And it's gotten worse every single day. Thank you guys for the likes. I appreciate it. Let's get our likes game up, people. Let's go. Let's go. Smash those likes. Thank you for being here. It's your boy Rich from Rich TV Live, your late night vampire. Wherever you are in the world, you can expect your boy to come live to bring you the biggest breaking news. 8,400 people are being monitored in California right now. Right here, right now, live and interactive, talking about 8,400 people being monitored right now in California for the coronavirus. So I believe it's becoming very real, very serious. California Governor Gavin Newsom said the state is currently monitoring 8,400 people for Corona-19 a day after health officials confirmed the first community transmission of the coronavirus in a Solano County resident. This is a fluid situation right now, and I want to emphasize the risk to the American public remains low. This was the exact same message given by Donald Trump yesterday. 8,400 people being monitored, and the risk to the American public remains low? Really? Like, who are we kidding at this point? And look at the final sentence. There have been a limited number of confirmed cases to date. So just because there's a limited number of confirmed cases to date, that means that it's not a serious problem? What about the fact that it just got there? Michelle Clark says, BB King, so far this virus prefers middle class and above, not the poor. The virus has expensive taste for people that travel and cruise, fly, and vacation. Very good point. Taking out the rich. George Holmes says, crypto XRP, the way to go. Lucas says, we have to work together for our right as humans. We should make the rules. I agree. But we're not the elite. I don't have those types of friends in high places. I'm just an average guy with a YouTube channel. But I think we can create a voice and be a voice if we get big enough. And this is why I say smash the like button so people can join this conversation and we can have a voice and we can be heard. Because I've been saying this for 5 weeks and people said I was crazy. But was I crazy? Or was I 100% correct? I even created a coronavirus playlist. So you can go back and see all the videos I've done over the last 5 weeks. It's pretty devastating to think about the death toll and the trail of destruction that this virus has left. We have deaths in so many places right now, and it's just spreading. It's just spreading. I don't see how it gets better. How does it get better until we find a vaccine? 82,787 confirmed cases worldwide, 2,817 deaths, 33,351 recovered, 8,472 in serious or critical condition, 38,147 in mild condition, 33,351 recovered or discharged, 2,817 deaths, which is 8% of the 36,000 that have either been discharged or died. 8%. 2,817 deaths, which is 8% of the 36,000 that have either been discharged or died. 8%. And out of the total cases, which is 82,000, there are 8,400 in critical condition and 2,800 deaths. That means there's 11,000 people in serious or critical condition. 2,817 have died out of 82,000. That's a pretty big percentage. That's about 15%. So 15% of the people that get this are either in serious or critical condition or have died. 15%. And they're trying to say not to worry. You're at low risk. Look at the numbers that are being reported. Do those numbers seem low risk? I just want to get into the numbers. I don't want to get shut down. I don't want the channel. Look, now it's in 52 countries. I predicted 100 countries. We are now in 52 countries in 5 weeks. The outbreak has gotten worse in Korea than it has in China, apparently, where there is 505 new cases in Korea, 19 in China, 185 new cases in Italy, 106 new cases in Iran, 35 new cases in Japan. Cases are now starting to grow faster outside of China from what China is reporting than in other countries, which makes it hard for me to believe. I'm just saying. I might be wrong, but it just makes me hard for me to believe that China has however many cases they're reporting new, and South Korea has more than China. Unless that is a new number that's being reported, that's not correlated. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Will says BTC looks great, very bullish. We're in a healthy pullback. BTC just can't keep running. Yeah, I agree with you. Traveler in Time says you can be filthy rich, but if there's no production and shelves are empty, what can you do? Exactly. It's very scary right now. Kevin Andrade says 2% mortality rate. Normal flu is 0.02%. Exactly. I think it's higher than a 2% mortality rate. Based on the numbers I see, it seems to be higher than that. There's 82,000 infected, 2,800 dead. So that's already 3%. And then there's 8,400 in serious or critical condition. Thousands of them are going to die. So if a couple thousand of them die, that takes us right up to like 5%. It's a 5% mortality rate. That's pretty high. You want to catch something and be part of that 5%? Take your chances being part of the 5%? I don't know, man. It seems pretty hectic to me. Lucas says, is BTC created by AI? No, it's created by a human. Brent Jagger says, virus stocks are doing great, sold everything and transferred over and bought in. Perlo on virus stocks led CODX a 254 pot, APT at $1.75 and sold everything else, only playing virus stocks 75%. Wow. Great move. Virus stocks are hot right now. Graziano says, cash and gold is king right now. Yeah, I don't know if you want to even be holding cash right now because it's been in other people's hands, right? Early Hunter says they will find a vaccine and this will be gone as fast as it started. I hope you're right, man. I seriously hope you're right. Thank you guys for the 30 likes. I hope you're right. Lucas says food and water is what you want. I agree. If you got money right now, go buy a bunch of food and buy a bunch of water and stock up. Shield Destroyer says Trump spent $7 trillion in 4 years, right? But some folk think not only should they should vote for him. Look at the state of the USA and the massive homeless problem. Bang your heads. But you're going to blame the homelessness on Trump? I mean, you got a huge country. You got the third largest country in the world. You're going to have homeless. Especially in cities where there's nice weather, and you got lots of great cities with nice weather. There's going to be a lot of homeless in places like California. It's very expensive to live in California. Graziano says they started yesterday it would take up to a year and a half to get a vaccine for coronavirus. Yeah, it's a very scary situation. Onion Ring says we have had over a month window to get prepared, but people in the USA pretend it's not real and other claim it's a hoax. These are the ones that will be infected first and spread it to the rest. You know what? I just hope we all get better and I hope everybody's safe. I don't want to say that anyone is going to spread anything to anybody. George Holmes says China is the biggest crypto development. Lucas says virus could do anything with you. AI easy programming viruses. George Holmes says this is a way for China to outpower the USA with crypto. I never even thought about that. That's intense. You guys are looking deep into the conspiracies. Lucas says, you never interpret my thoughts as I mean them, but it's okay. I write weird. Sorry, I'm trying to as best I can. Pamela Parsons says, I went through Asian flu in 1957. It was total quarantine. Really? Here in Canada? George Holmes says, China is a communist country. Let's not forget that. Eugene Michael says, Alpha Pro Tech is on fire. Yes, coronavirus stocks are on a tear. It's true. Ronnie Ray 24 says, why do you people want a bull or bear market? A bull market means the market's going up. A bear market means the market's going down. Ronnie says the market is going to go back up. It's just a little pullback. I don't know, man. I don't see this coronavirus getting better. So I don't see how it's going to help the market. Shield Destroyer says, soon masks on the streets will be the norm. We are going down, sinking. Lucas says, we'll get much worse if the problem is not solving soon. I agree. Lucas says, it is going on plan for sure. Kyokushin Trader, what's up, brother? Says, smash that like, people. Delicious says, man, the market needs some green bad. The market needs some good news from the coronavirus stocks because they need a vaccine. The market needs a vaccine. If we don't get a vaccine, we're all in trouble. Michelle says, the insurance companies in the USA have protection clauses written in their contracts to protect them from unusual dramatic events and acts of God written into the contracts. It's true. Good point. Ronnie Ray says, tomorrow the green will come. On a Friday, last day of the market. Hope you're right, man. It's going to be tough, though. It's going to be tough. George Holmes says, a little correct, a little crazy. You're a pork chop. All pork chops crazy. I don't know. Am I crazy? What makes me crazy? I mean, I've been saying that this thing was crazy from the day one. So does that make me crazy? I think I was right. Ramdad says TNXP, 8 million market cap and climbing. Yeah, man. Some of these stocks are going nuts. Ronnie Ray says the market is a beast. It is, but so is the coronavirus. It's taking out some of the rich. Tom Penny says invest in the vaccine companies. I agree. I mean, that's what's hot right now. But they're going to have their dips. So you shouldn't necessarily be chasing crazy 100%, 200%, 500%, 1000% runs. You can if you want to, but just be careful and put stop losses. Egyptus says, I love pork chops. Shield Destroyer says, in UK, many were saying not bothered, but I told them they must question Novichok was just a test before the real thing. It's all by design. Well, this is real. Ronnie Ray says, so y'all really think this market is going to zero? No, the market's obviously not going to zero. The question is, will it go down tomorrow or will it go up? And how will the coronavirus affect the market moving forward? Because the coronavirus still doesn't have a vaccine. Shield Destroyer says the big crash is looming, Ronnie. Ronnie Ray says, where all these people being put at, man? Lucas says, I don't know what will happen, but it's a big plan for sure. Shield Destroyer says, probs call it the big crash. Delicious says, does anyone think this could spark the dreaded R word? Recession? Yeah. Obviously, when you have a global pandemic, people can't leave their homes. It's going to cause problems. Ronnie Ray says, we need to talk to someone in China who's seen bodies. Then I'll believe it. I have a friend in China and I've done videos with him. Lucas says, yes, I want to see that too, but there are scary videos anyway. Government effing peoples. Ronnie Ray says, just when you think the blood won't stop, the green will come. I hope you're right, man. I really do. But I just don't see how the market can really be strong long-term until the coronavirus is gone. Mark Smith says the Chinese need to stop eating bats, snakes, pangolins, and anything else that moves. Stop spreading these viruses to the rest of the world, people. Well, it's already spread. It's already in 50 countries. Ronnie Ray says, I've been trading since 2002. Nice. Steve says, Rich is 100%. Pity Trump does not know what to do. Also, Canada government is corrupt in the MJ market. Do your own research. Be wise. PMSL, how Canadian MJ has gone from an outside observer. Shield Destroyer says, try not to touch any government department envelopes or letters. Eugene Michael says, Alpha Pro Tech is on fire. Lots of stocks are on fire. A lot of coronavirus stocks are on fire. Delicious says, like, just don't eat bats. Seems so simple. Lucas says, show me a picture of Natoshi Sakamoto. Shield Destroyer says, in fact, touch no corporate envelopes or letters. Z Lazy says, how will Trump BS his way out of one of the worst declines in history? Wash your hands. Everybody wash your hands. We'll be okay. Wash your hands. Tom Pop says, putting in major stink bids on good, thinly traded pot stocks, market sells, might just fill them. Keo Cushion Trader says, check APT, AEMD, and VXRT. 3 coronavirus stocks, brother. You know it. Delicious says, Elon Musk releases vaccine after hours, stock pops $2,000. Could you imagine? Elon to the rescue. Raid Hyatt says, yo, Rich, you the man on CODX. Thanks, bro. I owe you. Hey, man, I'm happy for you, man. Let's just keep winning. Let's just find winners. It's a tough time for traders. Markets are very, very volatile. If we can find a way to win and we can ride momentum, and as a community, we can still win in the worst of times, then we will definitely win in the best of times. Michelle Clark says, China paid money to people to snitch on people who had fever and to snitch on people that had traveled to Wuhan. And then they arrested and quarantined the snitches as well. Wow. You know what? I didn't hear that, but that's a crazy story. Lucas says, don't trade on the blood of peoples. Shield Destroyer says 7 trillion spent that your grandkids have to pay and their grandkids, but you still have homeless, massive drug problems, prostitution, child abuse. Oh yeah, weapons, corpse, Corpse needed the cash more. Delicious says it's a really sad time. People dying, the crash, people losing their home, then people getting rich, shorting good businesses. Yeah, but before that, the shorts were getting killed. So, I mean, just there's money to be made up, down, everywhere. If you guys want to learn how, you can join my academy. Just email me, richtvlive@gmail.com. And you too can trade from your phone at home. You don't have to leave your house, and you can build a business, and you can trade, and you can win, and still make money without leaving your homes. Stay safe, people. Miroslav says, I heard Sarnia, Ontario is in lockdown because of the virus. You know what? That's the first I've heard of that. But I'm reporting on the fact that there is 8,400 people in California currently being monitored for the coronavirus and a potential outbreak in California. Eugene Michael, Code Diagnostics is on fire, killing it today. It is a buy. Steve says we need all markets to plummet. I think all markets are plummeting. Miroslav Regas says, someone said to me at the bank, Sarnia City is in lockdown because of the coronavirus. You know what? I haven't heard of that. Bob says, Rich, my ONEW and CTAC, SPAC plays are still longs. I've also added PHGE today. 11 institutions holding, currently $10. I'm looking for 15 by end of Q1. Thank you, Bob. Shield Destroyer says, USA buys weapons for your protection and never uses them to invade and steal countries, land, and resources. Absolutely not. Q Christian Trader says AMD, AXP, AAPL, ALL, CAT, IRBT, NEL, MA, GWPH, NVDA, PYPL, THECY, SPICE, V, Visa, Disney, DIS, Walmart, WMT. Wait, drop much more as it will get worse. Embrace yourselves. Yeah, this could be the time to buy puts, guys, if you think it's going to continue to fall. Eugene Michael says, just put puts on everything and let it go. It's a good way to do it if you think it's going to keep going down. Shield Destroyer says, UK is same. We need more protecting too. Ray Wong says, my parents are in Bay Area, Cali. They're worried. They went to Costco for supplies. Yep. Steve says, what channel is Rich watching? I see no names, he says. Lucas says, what can we do? They have so much power and still so much sheeps. Shield Destroyer says, don't take any vaccines. The Spanish influenza should make you see through that agenda. Z Lazy says, I hope that this dip does not affect cannabis stocks too much. It already has affected cannabis stocks. And you guys have a lot of messages. I'm trying to catch up to you guys' messages. Sometimes it bounces and I'm just like, Maggie says the weed you are inhaling has coronavirus. It's in the air and on your buds. Raid Hyatt says, I see a buying opportunity, but not now. It's hard to tell. These markets are crazy. I mean, who knows? Really, it's 50-50. The market's going to go up tomorrow or are they going to go down? Nobody knows. It's a very difficult time as a trader. James Vaughn says, I see the stock market shutting down for a week if we keep losing 400 points a day. Shutting down for a week? Shill Destroyer says, will Novichok, they told us to use baby wipes. Eugene says, buy you some puts and hope for some returns. Steve says, just realize Rich has a lot in his hands to keep up. Just love him to bits. Hey, appreciate you, Steve. Thank you. Elon is a joke. Oh, I like Elon, man. I'm a fanboy of Elon. That guy's one success story, man. Lucas says, people still think coronavirus is a prank here in Switzerland. Really? Elon is 666? Why are you guys saying that? I don't know what you mean by that. Green Bull says, I have a package coming, just shipped out of China, so some people must be working now. Interesting. Mike Brown says, buy gold, baby. Lucas says, Green Bull from where they send exactly. Kevin Andrade says, this is a theory that it mutates and can reinfect the host, causing cardiac arrest. Yeah, it's very scary. Mike Brown says, bullion, folks. Lucas says, Kevin, and maybe a binary weapon. Kevin says, yes, Chinese keeping secret. Mark Smith says, look after your cash in dangerous times out there on the stock market. Yeah, the stock market is very dangerous right now, very volatile. Kevin Andrade says, it's a bio warfare. Consider we are already in World War III. That is scary. Steve says, this virus is like MH370. No further comment. TC Don't Play says, we were so ahead of the curve in this corona. I can't believe that they let it go so far. We were talking about it 5 weeks ago. Lucas says, change your cash for food. Yeah, food will be way more valuable than cash. Lucas says, yes, it's war. TC Don't Play says, what's the best software to put puts on stocks? Well, I'm with TD Bank. You can get them through TD Bank, TD Ameritrade. You can get them through Interactive Brokers. You can get them through Fidelity. You can get them through a lot of brokerage houses. So just contact your brokerage house. Interactive Brokers is one of the best for international traders. Quest Trade has them as well. Lots of places have them. And if you guys want to join the Trading Academy where you can take advantage of the market going down, email me, richtvlive@gmail.com, and you can join my Trading Academy where you can trade from your phone and make money by building a trading business, by getting your friends and family involved because they're going to want to make money from home because people soon might not be leaving their homes. So this might be the best way to make money while you're at home, and we can just take advantage of the market. And if the market goes down, we can short it down. So we can make money up and down on all the top assets in the world. TC Don't Play says, you would think that cannabis would go up in this time. I don't know if anything can go up in a time of a worldwide crisis. Michelle Clark says, people have quarantined places and go to countries that do not quarantine them. And from there, they go to the countries that block them and around the way strategy to get to where they want to. Brutal. Just brutal. Richie Rich says, cannabis stocks have actually held up fairly well the past few days. Have they? I see them going down. So I don't know. Green Bull says, Destroyer, I agree 100%. No way I'll take a vaccine. Steve says, take a step back, Rich. Any feedback from ACB, the daily special? No, they actually messaged me on my video saying thank you for the feedback. And that's it. I messaged them and reached out to say, hey, love to have you guys on my show. No response. Troy Welsh says, hey, Rich, been a while. What's up? Hey, how you doing, Troy? Troy says, I'm liking it. Hopefully Tesla crashes so I can get in. Tesla crashed hard today. Jason Garza says, wash hands, eat clean, exercise, shit, wear a simpler mask in crowded spots, and walk your dog. Life is great. Steve says, I think we have mods on now. Blue people. Steve says, invest in tin foods. Mike Brown says, eat an egg roll, everyone, and relax. Get out and do something constructive. Just wear a mask. Bill says, I'm going to invest in condoms. Brad says, why are you all calling out the demons? Whew. Guys are talking some crazy conversation in here. Steve says the market needs to come down. Well, it's definitely coming down. The question is, will it continue to come down or does it come up from here? Lucas says, Brad, they come if you're ready or not. TC Don't Play says, I have a lot of tin food. For 5 weeks, I have been stockpiling. Brad says 666 keeps getting referenced. Alberto Ramos says STZ, bye. People will need so much booze to numb the pain. You think Constellation Brands, eh? Flor de Oro says, Brad, are you offering your services? All right, guys, this conversation just got weird. The reason we were doing this is to talk about the 8,400 people that are now being monitored in California. I hope you guys all get well. Hopefully you don't have the coronavirus. Hopefully they can give us some good news, and hopefully the market goes up tomorrow. This is Rich from Rich TV Live reporting from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. We have been talking about this virus now for 5 weeks. Hopefully things get better. Unfortunately, they continue to get worse. The market is now affecting this, reflecting this as well. And I just pray for all of those that have passed, and I'm praying for our future, our children, our grandchildren, our children's children, our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, everyone, our friends and our family. I'm praying for everybody that we find a way to get through this. Coronavirus stocks are in play 100%, and everything else is at risk. It's kind of the way it is right now. So thank you guys for watching. This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live, and I'm out. Peace. Stay safe, everybody. Wash your hands.